Good afternoon. My name is Kim, and I just want to show you how to grow irises. So, I made a lot of mistake in starting my irises plant or flowers garden, um, whatever you want to call it. Irises are very unique, as you can already tell. They are very beautiful, full of colors of different types and tones. And when it hybridizes right, it is actually beautiful. Just like this yellow one, for instance, it's like yellow and white, and it just make you think of like a lemonade or lemon ice cream or something like that. But basically, it's just so beautiful. However, when I first started growing irises, I made a lot of mistakes, and one of my mistake is to bury my rhizome. So if you plant your irises and you plant it too deep to the ground, you actually will not get flowers, but instead you hurt your plant. And what I mean by hurting your plant is that if you bury it too deep, the rhizome will get very small, or it will not produce any flowers at all. So here as an example is one of the irises that we grow, and honestly it is being very deep, because during this time I guess I don't really understand how to grow irises, so even to this day I still make mistakes. This one, for instance, you want to, so if you're growing it in a pot, you want to make sure that the rhizome is not too deep, because you don't want to drown your rhizomes. You want to let it breed pretty much. And just look at this beautiful massive color of irises over here. So this one is, I don't know, kind of like velvety color, but you can see that the rhizome is on top of the soil, and it's okay. Basically, it allows it to drain the water. When you water it, it allows it to drain. So it's okay to have your rhizome on top of the soil. What you will need to do is to make sure that your soil is fertilized. And what I mean by fertilizing it is that during the winter time, you normally want to grow or plant the irises during the early spring, so that way it will bloom towards May, towards the end of July. So basically you want to soften up your soil, and you want to, for me, I use chicken manure or steer manure plus a bag of Miracle-Gro. So you put half and half, but it can be very expensive. Basically you can use like the soil that you compost. It's great as well. So you can, make your own compost with dry leaves or whatever that you have, and then mix it in with the soil, and the iris would love it. Basically it's okay. You see there's a hole right here. It's okay to just leave it on top of the soil like that. You don't want to completely bury it, because number one, you don't want to drown out your iris. Number two, you don't want the rhizome to rot and die on you. Chances are it irises are very hardy, but if you don't know how to take care of it, it actually will die on you. because it does, it dies on me. So normally when I buy like this one here, right? So when I first bought like a rhizome or something like that, and I want to make sure that I'm doing it correctly or plant it correctly, what I normally do is I put it in a pot like this. And as you can see that this one is giving out, it's giving up, it's blooming and it has flower. The little one here is actually its offspring. So this is the mother rhizome, and it's making one baby. Because it is in a small pot, this is like a 1 gallon pot. Because it's in a small pot, it's not producing as much, but my goal is to just make sure that the mother's rhizome mature. And then once it mature, I will separate this rhizome here, so that way I can dry it for the winter. I'm in California, so honestly I really don't dig up my irises as much because I'm just super duper busy with everything else. So I would leave it in the ground, like some of these, like the yellow one here, I would leave it in the ground year round, just because I'm lazy. So it's okay to leave it in the ground. You don't have to dig them all up because that is a lot of work. However, you want to put nutrients and good soil in the ground, so that way the iris will grow and flourish. Because if you don't, then you won't have a lot of flowers the following year. So for instance, like these irises here are tiny because over time, as I put in more soil into it, it buries the rhizome. So that's why you actually will need to try to like revitalize it by digging it up and drying it out, so that way it will flourish the following year. But it is a very beautiful flowers, as you can tell, and it comes in so many different colors, vibrant, and it's just basically, it's so beautiful if you can take care of it right. I wish everyone luck, and thank you for listening to me, and thank you for following and being a part of my addiction, I guess. And thank you for, you know, your support. So if you have any other question, let me know. I will dig it up like whenever all my flower bloom and matures and all the babies or offspring. I will dig some up and I will show you how to dry it, how to store it for the winter, how to take care of your irises, and then how to replant it, whether you wanted to move it to pot or whether you wanted to organize it and putting it into the ground again by sections, by colors, by whatever you have in mind for your irises. But yeah, it's a beautiful, amazing flowers, and there's new type of irises being hybridized every single year. So yeah, it's an amazing process. Yeah, I don't know what else to say really, but just to enjoy, relax, and look at the beautiful flowers, and just thank God for the creation that He creates, you know. But take care. Talk to you later. just message me if you have any additional questions, if you have anything you wanted to talk about. I'm here. I'm yours. Let me know and I can help.